What do you think about Ascended Kings by Incarnate Games?
I love this game. I was so excited to come down here and get a chance to play again. It's a great combination of strategy, and you never know who's going to win while the game's going on, so it really keeps you engaged all the way through. And that's one of my favorite parts about it is other strategy games, you know a few turns in advance who's going to win or how you're doing. This game, at any point, you don't really know how somebody's doing, and it's so much fun.
I think it's an awesome game. I've played this quite a few times, and I absolutely love it. I can't wait to get my own copy of it.
I think it's a great game. The artwork that it has, time and effort that was put into the detail of the miniatures. I think the great game is very well polished as well.
I love it. It's extremely fun.
What is your favorite thing about the game?
Like I said, I think it's the unpredictability of how it's going to end up. There's so many ways it can end, so many strategies to get there, and you really can't tell how people are going through, who's doing well and who's not. You get an idea, but that's not going to tell you who wins. You can be the first to die or the last to die and still win the game.
The fact that there's no player elimination, that's a big thing for me. Because we play a lot of games in our gaming group, and somebody will get behind or they'll get knocked out of the game or something like that, and it just becomes boring for that person or those people if it's more than one person. And this keeps it interesting because, like for this last game, for example, I spent the entire game feeling like I was in last place, and I almost won. You get so close still. And I've seen people come from dead last and win still. And I think that's really what makes it interesting, is that just because you're behind or you're you didn't get the strong start or you died first doesn't mean that you're out, doesn't mean that you can't win.
The separation of resource creation and actions.
That there is no player eliminations and that you can win no matter if you die.
How would you compare this to other games that you've played?
This is unique compared to other games I've played. I really haven't played one that combines all these different elements of strategy and has this pace and actually gets to keep people engaged. Like most games, when you die, you're out. You can lose and then you got to wait, hours for everybody else to finish. This one, it keeps you going the whole time, and you're always in it.
To compare it to other games isn't really fair because there's nothing else like this. This is a completely unique style of game. I mean, I've played Battle Royale games, but they're all elimination-based. I've played resource management type games, but they're not. They don't have this singular focus that you have when you're playing as just a single character. And this is the best combination that you could possibly attain with both of these.
Very different. The reason why it's different is that separation of attack action and resource generation makes it much different from other Battle Royale games, and requires a lot more strategy, and the strategy can change from turn to turn.
I haven't really ever played any other games, so
Board games?
Board games, yeah, and I absolutely love this one.
Who do you think this game would appeal to?
I think this appeals to anybody that likes strategy games, anybody that likes to kind of think ahead about what they're doing, but also anybody that just enjoys a good battle game, because you can still do well without having to go really deep into your strategy. Because of the way it's set up, you still can participate and have fun.
Strategy gamers, anybody who likes battle games in general. Anytime you have, I don't know, it's such a unique game in so many ways. I can see it applying to just about anybody because it's not that complicated to play. It's not that complicated to learn. And once you know how to play it, anybody could play it.
Definitely an older crowd. I think that the friend group that's required to play the game needs to be a little bit more mature. And I believe that high schoolers would be able to play this game and enjoy all aspects of the game.
Anybody. I think everybody would love this game. Even people that haven't played board games before like me.
Would you recommend Ascended Kings to a friend?
Definitely. I absolutely recommend it to a friend, and I can't wait to be a Kickstart backer.
Absolutely. It'd probably be my first recommendation to most of my friends. It's a really interesting game that would appeal to almost everybody that I know. And it's got such an interesting dynamic that's so unique.
I already have. I've been telling my friends about it since we started playing it.
Final comments?
I can't wait to get my copy of it. This is probably the most interesting game I've seen or played in a couple of years. And it's fun because there's not a lot of new stuff out there that really grabs your attention like this. Yeah, that's about it.
Which foci did you connect to the most?
Oh, that is a good question. I guess I would have to say Island because it's the most versatile and you can do just about anything with it. You can't win the game with it exactly, but you can use it to get other things to win the game and impact stuff. So that's my favorite.
I think Arya in a lot of ways.
If you had the powers of Arya in the game right now, what would you do with them?
Shove somebody into the fire. The idea of being able to just move around so easily and literally float in the air, that's an amazing thought in and of itself. To be able to move other people and other things around on top of that, I don't know, I just think that's really cool.
Aegis.
If you had the powers of Aegis in the game right now, what would you do with them?
I like to play a lot of defense, so I would put them in my transmutation and keep generating.
Dire.
If you had the powers of Dire in the game right now, what would you do with them?
Well, the ability to convert dire, which is your life essence, the lack of it, into other things through actions that you take, active actions, is such a great idea. The ability to convert your lack of hope into something that will be able to create a chance of winning or destroying your opponent.
Awesome.